everybody, welcome back to the channel. All right, so this video is going to be 0 to 60 on a Type R. People have been asking me about the ask me about car stock. You know, you saw my last one where I counted a few cars on the street and they were like, what do you have done to the Type R? Type R's, it is bone stock down to the air filter. All right, so this video I'm gonna do some 0 to 60. I'm gonna use my draggy and you're gonna see. Now, a couple things to keep in mind. This car is not a drag racing car. This is just a byproduct of having the extra horsepower and cornering ability for the track that the car has nice acceleration. I think the gear ratios are close. It allows the car to accelerate, but also the 0 to 60 time isn't the best because it has, you have to shift twice before 60 miles an hour. So that 1-2 shift, I think you're going to third right before 60. It's just, I think it's too many shifts. Especially the 1-2 gear change. That gear change does not like to be rushed. It was the same thing from a 9th generation Civic Si. That 1-2 gear change, it just, you gotta like, I don't know how to explain it, but you just have to let it go in on its own. You can't just force it. I want to say it has to do more with the torque that's on the engine. I don't know if it's engine or transmission, but when there's a lot of torque on it and you're getting like good traction, you think, oh, this is gonna be a nice 1-2 gear change, and you put the clutch in and shift, it doesn't want to, it blocks you out. It's I think it's something to do with that. And I thought this car might have been resolved, and it seemed to be a thing as it's got broken in. So I do take my time on a 1-2 gear change and the gear, but just so you guys can see what the 0 to 60 time is like. All right, you can see here, bone stock, down to the airbox, stock filter, stock airbox, stock exhaust, no tune on here. This car is completely stock. Okay. So anyway, enough talking. Let's go ahead and get to the 0 to 60. All right, so there you have it. There's 0 to 60. Not the best. I did go through one thing. I might have hit under 6 seconds, but that was me just running through the gear as quick as possible. Obviously not missing the gear, which, like I said, it's hard to launch this car without getting excessive wheel spin. Like I said, this car isn't a drag racing car anyway. It does seem, when it does lose traction, it does seem to do a little wheel hop, and I'm trying to avoid the wheel hop. So at the end of this clip, I'm going to link my video when I did when the car was brand new, right? The break in. I think that after 1,200 miles, I decided to go ahead and do a 0 to 60. Now, a couple of takeaways here before you guys start getting my comments and telling me, you know, I can't drive or things blah blah blah. Let me show you some things. Think about this. First, it was temperature. Now, it worked to my advantage as far as getting traction with the surface being 90 degrees or hotter, so the tire's able to bite. But this car heat soaked. So after that one run, it just seems like I could tell that the car just lost its oomph in the higher band, which I didn't felt like it was no need to continue into the quarter mile at that point. So heat soak is a thing. I know that the 2020s and up have extra cooling, but I think it was just too hot and the humidity outside, it was too much for the car. So yeah, I think let's go from there. And I could tell that the car was actually working a little harder because typically during the wintertime when I last did it, the car seemed to be boosting no more than like 19 to 20 psi, and there's a couple of times I saw a peak of 22 up to 24 psi at one point. So I think it's the computer just trying to get that hit those targets, those boost targets, whatever, or the torque recommendations. Record, and let's go to +R, and here we go. Oh, I bought that one.
30. 60. Quarter mile. 60.
It seems like I'm hitting the rev limiter. I am maybe just touching it, but it's nothing where I'm feeling like the car is slamming into the rev limiter where I might be losing precious seconds. If anything, I feel like the rev limiter is kicking in a little shy of red line, because I'm looking at red line and all of a sudden I'm hearing the car just, I'm like, oh, I'm already on it. So I have to, you know, it's one of those things where I think it's not, I don't feel like a hard stop, like I'm overdoing it, but it's hard to judge because sometimes you can touch red line, sometimes you can't. I don't know which gear it is. So let me know in the comments if that's affecting your car, or if you have any, maybe you can give me some pointers of how to, what you do. So next video is coming up. Took a drive into Napa. That is actually, you're gonna see what the car can do in the curves. All right, I actually found a nice curvy road, and I think you'll enjoy this one. So, and like I said, going through the gears that hard. This is my car. This is not a press vehicle. So you might see like the Car and Driver Motor Trend. They may hit those 0 to 60 targets and maybe be able to you know, to get the best times out of those cars. But those are the press vehicles. Those people, those journalists don't own those cars, so they can beat the crap out of them. They can slam the gears. They can launch them hard. I'm not willing to do that with this car. Just because I just want to take care of it, make sure it lasts. I mean, last thing I want to do is you know, kill a Synchro or bend the shift fork, and now I'm looking at repairs or break a motor mount. Wheel hop is a thing, and you can break stuff with that. So in the end, I don't want to damage my personal car. This car comes back home with me, whereas, you know, anyone else, you know, that just getting a car loaned to them temporarily, that car gets sent back out to, you know, whoever, you know, is the next person that's going to abuse it next. And those cars don't get sold to the public, so this car is purposely designed to be abused. I mean, let's be honest, that's what it's for. So I may try again, and notice the temperature, like I said, it was hot, so I might wait till the temperature drops, and I try it even in the, you know, late morning time. It just feels a little warmer and humid outside to be doing it. So once we get down to the cooler air, which you call turbo weather, we'll try this again now that the car is broken in. We'll see if I can beat that time.